Do you mind directing the slide?
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Straight. Hey, man, how was the career fair for you? It's straight. We seeing Bojangles not too long ago. Me and Zoe and them fucking again. Oh, you yeah, it's in there taking a mission. Where y'all was at? Y'all was at the top. We was at the top, but we seen you. We was at the bottom. We was over by the windows and shit. Nah, I'm hungry. Dude. I'm sorry.
We're all right.
Yeah. All right, I'm fine. It is funny.
I'm gonna give it like 5 more minutes, because we are not one yet. So, yeah.
We don't got corn. No, it's general addition and property. See, she said she did it back. Where have you live? Sick, yeah. Yo, hey. Like, bro. Yeah, I haven't seen it today, actually. Oh, we keep it up. I do, but it don't be like anything that happens. Huh? Wait till that. There ain't no time to be on my. At night, I would. Dang. What? Yes. Got any more? Marvin under me? Yeah, I think y'all have to be right. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, real. Real. Damn. Too late now. Sorry, that's a little bit tight. Just it over with. Dang.
All right, okay, thanks for coming today. Um, this morning at 5.
Oh, my fault.
I like to follow the order it. But I don't know. All right, roll call from Mama. Jasmine. Amber. Daniel. Isaiah. Jalen. Adrian.
Yes, sir.
Oscar. Hillary. Dave. Caitlin. Maya. Michael. Ahmed. Tyler. Jasmine. Aisha. Colette. Andy. Daisha. Kimberly. Charlie. Tim. Ray. Hayden. Diane.
Transfer Senator present.
Mason.
Vice Senator present.
And Morgan. Thanks, Mama. Okay, so, before I get to the minutes, we're not going to go on anything today because, we did not meet terms and voting. So the pieces that we're going to go over today, I guess the first piece of old business, because we'll not read it again. Vote on it, we can read it, we can have on it. And other solutions, we can start with. So can I make it into the minutes, we have our mama, motion. Yes,
Motion to approve.
It was offered with that, something we made, okay, we have, now, all right. All right, is there any seconds to approve the agenda?
Second.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, student forum, any student present wishing to speak may speak to the time and statement within the forum that comes from the top of the forum. Are there any students present? Okay, seeing there are no meetings recorded. Okay, we're not gonna go like the old business, we're gonna keep it today. So these state words, Alright, so today we have a speaker, he's the chaplain of the AAUC, and they will graduate, so they will come up now and give us about 5 minutes of our. So, my name is Mark Silva. I'm here to continue with other people.
I'm Dan Bayer. I'm a director of teaching assistant in communication studies department.
So first of all, we're not here to represent AUC, the faculty of the come and represent. So I'm a member of the PNG network, American Association of University Professors. However, I don't feel comfortable speaking on behalf of AUC primarily as faculty organization, but we're here today because we are two graduate students who will be talking with multiple other graduate students about budget classes that are coming down like that.
Are you all familiar with the budget cuts that are occurring at UMTG?
No, I don't know what you all, I have facts here that I'm going to pull from an article that was recently published by, Education Reporter Rich Summer, NPR, so you all know all the facts. Do you guys want to hear about what we have to say about that, or do you story kind of pass it down? So we're going to start with, a lot of the facts are pulled from Rich Summer's article. We're not experts. If you want experts, you should ask administrators, top level of talk about. We're going to start with the positive, and I'll talk about it.
UNCG, being the largest of the UNCG universities, definitely affected by the budget cuts. First, we're going to talk about the causes of them. Number one is demographic. Additional pool of college applicants is falling because the birth rate fell during the Great Recession in 2008. The decline of enrollment is also aggravated by the COVID pandemic. Between 2020 and 2022, enrollment in UNCG fell 11%. Students also apply to schools across the UNCG system. If they get into UNC Charlotte, App State, or one of the HBCUs, they go there instead of UNCG. USCG also has traditionally received significant numbers of applicants, transfer students from community colleges, and enrollment is down at those as well.
In fact, but the largest university in North America is Washington. USCG is considered fairly mid-level university. Is about 20,000. So this is for the budget cuts coming into this year. So there has been, look at the article on which number, a reduction in having interviewed the top level administrators. Reduction of the workforce by 5%. Professional track faculty that is non-tenured faculty. Used to have contracts that lasted longer than years, and I guess 3 or 5, not 4, but now they're down to 1 year contract. There's been a soft hiring freeze. To be fair, the UNC Board of Governors voted to cap financial losses at UNCG and Pembroke and Nashville, the 2 other smaller universities also suffering the way that we're suffering. They decided to cap financial losses at 4.5%, but that's not going to solve the problem that we have. In my opinion, one of the biggest effects of the enrollment downturn is the introduction of a new performance-based funding model, which that is going to be the case for all universities. And the reason in the article is to incentivize universities to graduate more in-state students on time with less debt. And I think that sounds really good. I think we have to ask ourselves what exactly that means, right? I'm quoting from the article. The new formula puts more weight on a study that calculates the cost to educate students in different academic. Okay, sorry. The new formula puts more weight on a study that calculates the cost of education students in different academic areas. What that means translated is more state funding will go to support STEM and medical fields as compared to other departments. So my thinking about it, I'm not an expert, I'm trying to make sense of this, because we all probably are, is that UNC employs fundamentally restructure undergraduate education, especially the position of liberal arts education. So I think what the role of humanities is going to change. I'm speculating, the decisions are still now underway, which is why I'm here to talk to you. I think it's going to have an effect on us, and it's going to have an effect on you. And I think we should be querying people about the decisions that are now underway, so that you can also have a voice in them. There should be more discussion about it. That's the problem that we're having. I'm trying to figure it out myself. So there should be more discussion with students, especially about the restructuring. I'll tell you that a lot of the master's programs, the non-terminal degrees, are they're in danger of being cut, especially those in humanities. So my question is, what was the effects of all this under educational experience? A lot of what people are saying about what's happening is that students and their parents, undergraduate students and their parents, want more return for their investment. And that makes total sense, but I think we have to have a more democratic decision-making process about how that gets translated in terms of the restructuring and how the budget cuts fall out. Instead of seeing this as natural, occurring event, like just going to happen to us, doesn't the active role in what is going to happen. Oh, yes,
On February 28th, there's going to be a community forum, the budget crisis, and a teach-in open to all. It will be at Sullivan 101, possibly a Zoom live stream option. I would encourage you to be there because, as we said, as representatives of the students at USCG, all of us should be involved in making these decisions because it will affect not just the student body now, but future students here. Thank you very much.
Okay. I thank our speakers for coming out today to speak with. Like I said, the way you said, y'all not heard, are all across with every program and part of the university, therefore get us SGA, and so please take part in this if you can, if you have time, so we can try to take action instead of.
Should I go back or forward?
No, thank you, sorry. Okay, SR, I'm gonna go for country pass, I think it's come to your time. And if you could press escape and go to, okay, never mind, keep going.
All right, so this is Senate Resolution 100-04, a bill to be entitled The Recognition of Deaf Awareness Week by the Student Government Association at UNC Greensboro, short titled The Recognition of Deaf Awareness Week. So Section 1, the Student Senate of UNC Greensboro Student Government Association adopts the following resolution. Whereas the University of North Carolina at Greensboro has a community of culturally deaf and hard of hearing students, staff, and faculty on campus, and offers a Bachelor's of Science in Interpreting, Deaf Education, and Advocacy Services, and Greensboro provides critical resources to ensure that members of this community are able to live successfully in the area. And whereas the University of North Carolina at Greensboro does not currently recognize any deaf holidays on campus, and now therefore be it resolved, the Student Government Association at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro shall recognize Deaf Awareness Week, which is internationally celebrated during the last week of September, and the Social Justice, Diversity, and Inclusion Committee of the Student Government Association shall be responsible for participating in or hosting at least one event in celebration and advocacy of Deaf Awareness Week that serves to support the deaf community. Section 2, this act shall be effective upon enrollment.
All right, so Faith already, do you have any, dates about?
I didn't say it last time and I'll say it this time. One of these events that can be hosted or involved the SJDI committee is there is an event hosted by one of my ASL professors, and she works in the languages department, and she tries to do it every year, but she can't do it every year due to funding. It's called Deaf Kiss Fist, and so Kiss Fist is the sign for love for the ASL community. So it's called Deaf Love. It's an event she hosts on campus. She brings out a bunch of people in the deaf community in Greensboro, and they host their own event. And that is something that she said she would love if SGA and SJDI could help with that. So that is an option for the committee.
Okay, great. So now we're in a 5-minute period of Q&A. So if you have any questions, please raise your hand at this time. Okay, if there are none, I can entertain a motion to move to a 5-minute period. All right, there in a second. All right, so now we're in a 5-minute period of discussion. It's the point where you can make any second amendments or any comments, or if you want to be added, you can call me, email, or make space afterwards as well. All right, okay, so, is there any seconds for that? Is there any seconds? Okay, so now we're in a, period of, for SR, I'm going to read it before, yes.
Your name is where you plan to go. Would you like to know? Would you like to do a thing? Follow 20
Okay, before the business. Before the beginning. Before the beginning. Okay, GB 105, not too bad, Mr. Vincent. What? It's only your time to all.
She said,
Yeah, you can. Sorry.
Okay, so governing bill 100-05, a bill to be entitled to meal accommodations with Fountain View. Short title, meal accommodations. Sponsored by Faith and Raisha and Tim, and it is signatories with Ren and Jordan. If you don't know Jordan, Jordan is the Secretary of Business Affairs. She works with dining and different accommodations. So the first whereas section is the University of North Carolina at Greensboro Student Government Association. Standard operating procedures states that the Secretary Director of Business Affairs is responsible for advocating for excellence in all business-related issues on campus, including campus resources, including but not limited to dining services. The SOP also states that the Social Justice, Diversity, and Inclusion Committee shall address student concerns and issues around social justice, diversity, and inclusion. And the Current Concerns Committee shall investigate concerns in order to evaluate the extent and present possible solutions. And whereas students' accessibility to dining accommodations were difficult to obtain, students with meal swipes rely on Fountain View for their main food source. UNC Greensboro is a diverse school of people of various backgrounds whom may have religious observances and dietary restrictions. Seeking food outside of UNC Greensboro can become costly for students and may not provide the same nutritional value. And whereas through the Ramadan resolution, the Student Government Association collaborated with Fountain View to provide adequate meals for Muslim students during Ramadan annually. This allowed for meal accommodations during fasting. The Fountain View has implemented this program for 2 years where students are provided breakfast and dinner meals after sunset. And whereas dining accommodations for other religious observances have been advocated for in the past by the Student Government Association, food is essential for the productivity of students. The accessibility to proper nourishment is an evolving matter on campus. Sister schools such as UNC Chapel Hill have implemented dining accommodations for religious observances for their dining halls. Therefore, be it enacted. Upon passage of this resolution, the Student Government Association encourages the Governing Documents Review Committee to further clarify roles and duties of Secretary of Business Affairs to ensure that those who end up fulfilling this position in the future hold Fountain View accountable for their accommodations, to provide a more clear understanding of what the phrase advocating all business-related issues means, and the emphasis on ensuring dining accommodations. Further enacted upon passage of this resolution, the Student Government Association of the University of North Carolina at Greensboro will ensure that Fountain View Dining Hall would provide adequate meal accommodations for students with dietary or religious accommodations. Our committee chairs will present these concerns to our Secretary of Business Affairs. The Secretary of Business Affairs will be responsible for ensuring that dining is providing these accommodations for students. So basically within the legislation, previously SGA had sponsored a Ramadan resolution. This basically ensured that students were being provided meals after sunset, since Fountain View closed at like 7 during the pandemic, and there wasn't a lot of students that were provided meals. So basically this would further enact that for whoever is in the future position of Secretary of Business Affairs to provide meal accommodations for all religious observances, as well as other things that students need accommodations for, and kind of ensuring that that role of where the Secretary of Business Affairs is told that they have to coordinate with dining, that also includes meal accommodations, and kind of just working with this Current Concerns chair, and as well as the Diversity, Equity, Inclusion chair as well. And yeah, that's all.
For explaining further detail into this explain the legislation. Now at this point in time, we'll have a 5-minute period discussion, so you can ask all any questions that you may have about. Yeah. So it's really time to do this. So how how the business chair getting information about what's religious and other that they need to.
So I just, am I allowed to yield? Like, okay. So basically Jordan meets with dining almost every month. She has a meeting with them. It's kind of their role to meet with them every month, but in the reason why I added this student concerns and then also the diversity, equity, inclusion is that they would be presented those concerns. Like if dining is not meeting those accommodations, they would be presented those concerns and then pass it on to Jordan, since Jordan's the one who would be meeting with them, or whoever's in the position of further. So it'd be basically upon students who come to SGA and say, oh, I have this concern with dining. That's basically it. That would be like how they would get all the concerns. That's how previously that's how we got the Ramadan resolution. Students came to SGA with the Current Concerns chair and they told them about it. but this will kind of ensure that there will be like communication between, if these concerns, especially the dining concerns specifically are, being brought to them, it will be, directly being brought to Jordan. Yeah, I can add that as well on the, yeah, thank you.
When you were reading it, you said committee chairs and it wasn't specified. And you specified it in, answering the question to, like, are you gonna make elections to talk to the business, affairs person?
Yeah, so I kind of the reason why I put committee chairs is because in the beginning I kind of put like the specific SOP rules for the current concerns and the diversity and inclusion. I kind of removed it like recently because I was since I already put it previously, I was like, oh, and it's like kind of repetitive, but I can add it again, just specifying those specific rules. Yeah. Okay. I would say with tabling and events, I think that when current concerns chair or whoever is the chair of those committees, kind of having those events to sponsor. Also, I also within like the business affair kind of side of it, whenever they are brought to what accommodations are specific, it would have to be the research of those specific chairs to kind of bring those concerns up to the person who's in the business first. I think like more outreach from SGA would have to happen for them to know the issues, because in any way, I think anyway, like how to bring up an issue, it has to be from our side to kind of like do that. But I would okay, yeah. I would say to just clarify, in the role of where the well, not dining, the Secretary of Academic Affairs, that they would ensure that they would kind of ensuring that they would follow up with the meal accommodations as another part of the role, rather than just meeting with dining, kind of like specifying what that entitles. So that way that whoever's in the future position of Jordan or whoever's the Secretary of Business Affairs in the future will already know that that's a role that they have to maintain or follow up with. Yeah. I would say that it's okay. The way that I've whenever there was a previous registration for Ramadan resolution, so it was brought up by the person who brought up the concern, and then they would meet with dining, the current concerns chair, and then also the Secretary of Business Affairs, and then the student that has the issue. So it would be all three factors, and kind of the research would be into like just asking the student what specific dietary restrictions come with their religious observance or things like that, and getting information from students. That may be through just getting a survey. That's what we did previously, kind of getting a survey from students, but kind of what already the current concerns chair does, where they do outreach and surveys and things like that, but kind of implementing it with, if there's a dining concern being brought up to the specific group, just reaching out to that specific group and helping or working with student organizations that are for those specific groups. But yeah.
This item on what they said, so it is already in our $5, then when you guys are going to care to do that. So if I don't do the outreach, then we're not gonna get them that, so just let that be. I have to do my part and then go back to the. So like, that's where the outreach comes from. So like, when I do tabling and stuff like that, and survey and stuff like that, that's when I'm getting the responses of where they need help at, whether it's down. I go back to do what I need.
I just wanted to talk in favor of this with design call for, senior going into a position, knowing exactly what needs to be done. And I went into there. I knew nothing and didn't really have help. And so I was longer in my first year, and it wasn't until my second year that I fully understood what I had to be. So having this and having something for the layout within the really going moving on is that we're in some things forever, and we might have somebody that present as a pastor speakers about it, and if it's not a recipe.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say that, with the bill, I was gonna say that, whoever is in the position next won't really know to fulfill or do this, unless, it's in the SOP. I kind of wanted to put in the SOP so that whoever's in the revolving position kind of knows what their job titles entails. Also, dining has been a revolving issue since I've been SGA for like 3 years now. So I think it's kind of important to provide a liaison for people in SGA to have somebody to just go to, so that when Jordan's having those meetings or she knows, oh, she could mention that this month is coming up, or that since we do have a resolution already for implementing that, kind of holding them accountable, because within the previous year, I know with the Ramadan resolution, some of the dining accommodations weren't correct, and it reflects poorly on us, especially because we are the ones who have co-sponsored bills in the past to accommodate for students. So I kind of just like holding accountable for the person who's in the Secretary of Business, as well as creating like a bridgeway between all three positions and stuff.
All right, so, make me a motion.
Yeah, if there's no further discussion.
Second. Okay, all right, so we're gonna take this to the next meeting, thank you, Paula. And we can go back to our presentation. Just going off what you said though, I mean, it was a goal to get hard to implement some type of like book, to clarify what each position entails. That takes a lot of work, so coming up with this especially probably kind of candid, a Kansas model for new members. So that would, so. They do staff report, are y'all gonna come up here to vote, or y'all going to? What are you? Can you come up here, please? You can come forward. Okay, first person to have is DeShonda, I have to ask
No, she's not here today. She couldn't be here today. Sorry. Yeah, so she's doing Green Fund Committee meetings on Wednesdays, corresponding with senators on sustainability projects and questions. So I know she's continually to take advice on that. So if anyone has any green fund projects that they want to talk about, please get to Ren. Vietnamese Student Association's TED event, and then Andrew Young speaking event that we went to. So BSU went to that too. A lot of SGA members. Cooking, nice. Assignments, and more assignments and exams. What's coming up? More assignments, sustainability council meetings on Friday. Figure out where the heck I'm gonna live next year and initiative.
Madeline is over the website. Roger was over it too, but he's no longer with us. So that's the home page. And then we got our articles right there. Madeline did an article about the blood drive. Then our calendar. And we got the about. So if y'all have time, y'all can go look at this. But
Take one back.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So office hours are still my, I'm still with the community construction school, and I do this about the state, I got to talk to the offers, so. I think this is really hard, and then I was also at New York University with the Oxygen for the this conference. This is their 21st one they put on, and I genuinely did not have that much of opportunity to talk about how to so thank you, not only the application, but the that, but not the name about them. And it was really cool because a lady, Suzuki, who is a world-renowned headhunter, 55 million people out. She came and talked about good anxiety, and that was amazing. I also saw Morgan Huffman billboard, who she's the one that I from the agency, and all of the affirmations. It was just from her, she had a whole billboard in New York City, and I was like, hey, I know you. She published her first book. That's like from that, they with the all of the sponsors that I had. How individual reviews I think yesterday, so this is that. One is become computers, it becomes house, or then it becomes my body. And then I think we made not the CCTV, like the other that, but these are going, some, but we are all done with that. I'm super excited about that, and then just make meetings. And final, commentary, I have, I think one next week, so we've been kind of slower this semester, which I'm hiring public teams, I'm doing in general and other roles, so doing a lot of transition support, and I kind of sometimes and so much work. Yeah. Everything is more pictures from New York. I think my favorite one is my friend Rachel, it's this giant s'mores. It's the size of like this combined. And then I have lots of coffee and it's also fun. So it's very fun. All right. Okay, so all start with the same location. Same. What I've been up to exec council meetings, empty bowl training. I love that was the first thing. I love doing empty bowl training. Even though I can't think I really do so. A lot of speech, Black History Month again. I completed my spring election application for SGA. Today I moderated the Chancellor chat. That was a really good conversation. And I got my flight to Costa Rica. You guess how much that was? 1,000. 1,000. Yeah, it was 1,000. No, 200. I don't remember, but it was one of those. And I was gonna say, I have it. But yeah, so I will be flying, and I will be in Costa Rica. That's just a picture of me and Jaisha. We're wearing the same pants and the same line. Can you go to the next slide, please? Okay, more exec council meetings, spring break, I'm about to like literally lay my bed, don't take the phone. You can, days SGA week, so all the time sheets that have been sent out emails in the group meeting, please help her out with that. It's a really good promotion, for SGA in general, so please help her out. Spring election, the application is already open, it opens on March 1st, that's next week, so if you want to be SGA, fill that out, don't, and don't be. So, can't make it. And then this picture that I have here, just a picture, I'm not really quote, but this is a picture that was in the mall. It was a bunch of tiny hand prints of little kids, I guess, that put their hand up there on the wall, that was really, really cute. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So before, well, go ahead and start. But, on the agenda, I forgot to put a, slide, but if you sign up to do a poster board, Dave, I don't know if you want them to stay back and start on them. Okay, all right, you want to do that afterwards? Okay, all right, so now it's Senator Forum, any senator may speak for 2 minutes, please, time on that, name SGA. Yes, thank you. Paul and I both heard back from the road. The survey closed last week and that Susan Harrison supported the implementation of the Working Force program and wants to roll out pilot program this fall. So I would say, in my opinion, help the public serve. So these are not work, they have 20 documents for the survey, and now we have to compile all the results of the survey and my but it is helpful to know that throughout the rest of the semester, as myself and those other people are working on programs out in the fall, that is always helpful. So thank you to everyone here for the survey. Really just do better. Thank you for having me. Any more Michael, can you share a recap on the copy with a copy? That recap. Any more now? Okay, we can move forward. Okay. Announcement, any members of SJ may speak or opinions at this time, and yet, announcements they may have. Yes, Katie. Thursday at 10:30 in Southwood, and it's, it says it's similar to like a last citizen, but basically it's a space where, citizens come together, talk about their differences, how they feel on campus, and their opinions heard, and how their office is competition, how you, yeah, so it's part of the color and saying what you like to do. And so if you have any concerns, I think that you also fill out that, yeah, just like this. Is it this Thursday? Yeah. Okay. Anyone? Yes, Erin.
I'm going to send you all an email about Sparks of Excellence. Sparks of Excellence is the award ceremony that the Campus Visa Program Office puts on in April to recognize both STEM leaders and student organizations. So right now, nominations are open to nominate a student leader. There's some really great folks in this room doing really great things that should be recognized. I also know that there are a lot of folks involved in other organizations outside of SGA, and so you have to look out for that email, nominate some folks, and recognize everyone for the hard work that they're doing. So that will be sent out by the end of this month.
That's definitely nice. Our attendance is important. Excellent ceremony. Definitely not. Any more announcements? Okay, all right, so we can move forward. Okay, I'm going to do a general roll call. Before we do that, I'm sorry, I had, two announcements. So for the SAFE training that was, it was the event that Grace had planned, if you want to come out to that, please respond to her email or to her text on group me, because we have to have a certain people to come out and, do that training with the PD. So please do that, and then as far as SGAV, like I said, make sure that you're signing up, you can sign up Genius, that can be counted for Senators and Initiative Week, not Initiative, their chapters. And then also transition report, all my one-on-one people who I met with last semester, we're about to start that. So we have an agenda for next week, just have that in mind, that we're gonna start writing our transition report. Everybody can hear the time with the writing, including me, including cabinet, everybody. So we're gonna start that, and we're gonna allocate some time next week to do that, so please be here. And that's it on my part. Okay, so now we're gonna have agenda. Amber. Daniel. Isaiah. Jason. Ava. Anka. Faith. Shirley. Taylor. Kennedy. Maya. Michael. Ahmed. Tyler. Jasmine. Maisha. Helene. Jenny. Jaisha. Kimberly. Charlie. Great. Caitlin. Diane.
Transfer Senator present.
Nathan.
Ryan, Senator present.
Morgan. Thank you. All right, Dave, can you, go over before we leave, everybody, can you go over what you need to do if there's anything to volunteer? committee chairs don't get a board? All of them? Well, y'all don't have to copy of it in the, yeah. Okay, oh, that's fine. Basically, all the people, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and adjourn at, 8:12, so all the people who have signed up to do their volunteer, please, they got it. Well, first of all.
Yeah, I'm excited to do it for more. I'm sure there's a little bit more tonight. So well, for the, there's a lot of classes in it, like. There's a lot of other money though. Like, how many more people do, like together. Oh, it's part of it. That'll work out. Like me virtually or in person.